Hello everyone, and welcome to the patch notes for update version 13.00. This is always a really exciting time because when it comes to the title updates, there's usually a lot of changes. And you know what else? I haven't even read this yet, so this is all brand new for me as well. I'm reacting to it while we're reading it. Let's find out what we got. Okay, so these changes are coming on the 23rd. That's roughly 2 days from now as of the making of this recording. The main additions / changes are Raging Brachy has been added to the game, and Furious Rajang has been added to the game. It says both monsters will appear in new special assignments after finishing the main story of Iceborne and unlocking the Tundra region in the Guiding Lands. So it sounds like you're probably going to have to fight Stygian and Ogre ahead of time? We'll have to see. Alright, and now we're moving on to more changes. So it says, added an item that forces a monster to leave the Guiding Lands. I think they called it the Banishing Ball. Next, we have raised the maximum level cap for Master Rank armor upgrades. I've seen this one too. I believe they go all the way up to level 20. Next, it says added an Augmentation feature that lets you customize the look of your weapon. That's going to be the new weapon skins. Added an option to the Steamworks that lets you change the Steamworks output. That's very interesting. Applied a change to the Steamworks that lets you activate the Auto mode after sending the Steamworks into overdrive. Auto mode? That's interesting. New decor can now be placed in your room in Miscellaneous. New background music can now be played in your room in Miscellaneous. Added new designs for the squad card. New pendants added. I think those were the ones you had to pay for. Applied a change that lets you receive Hunter Helper rewards from Master Rank quests. So basically, I know this one as well. Basically, when you help players who are a lower Master Rank than you receive a few extra rewards. Next, we have Miscellaneous. Added the following charms. Fury Charm 5, that's going to be Resentment. Power Charm 5, that's going to be Latent Power. Mighty Charm 3, that's going to be Max Might. And Challenger Charm 5, that's a big deal. That's going to be Agitator. The Fury Charm and the Challenger Charm are big deals. You're going to get Resentment 5 and Agitator 5 with the Charm slot. That's very efficient for building both of those skills. And then finally it says you can now collect item rewards on the round just before a Steamworks Overdrive. What? Alright, after that we have bug fixes and balance adjustments. Ooh, are we going to have any balance changes for the Lance? So it says for the base facility, fixed an issue where the options take all and sell all were reversed when the items prepared via oven roast totaled 9,999 in your item box. Oh yeah, you get problems like that all the time when you're programming, when you reach like a maximum number, but I'm not going to go into detail on that. Fixed an issue where under certain conditions, abilities wouldn't rotate when storing potential for awakened weapons. Abilities wouldn't rotate. Fixed an issue where the Great Sword Empress Gala sticks would be ordered incorrectly when sorting. Fixed an issue where numerical values would not correctly display in the Steamworks result screen. Fixed an issue where under certain conditions an error would occur when joining a squad online session using the online session ID. You know, we're having a lot of disconnects on the PC. I wonder if they're dealing with that at all. Fixed an issue where, after taking certain steps, a posted quest could not be found in a search. Fixed the description text of some music player songs. I never used the music player. Fixed an issue where the beetle ticket could not be used as a material to meld items. That's because it's made out of beetle parts. Who wants it? Fixed an issue where Ruin or Nergigante would be displayed in the Guiding Lands, even though the conditions for it to appear haven't been fulfilled. That's too bad. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, an armor's abilities would not be correctly reflected in the hunter's status while augmenting the armor. What? Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, an armor's abilities would not be correctly reflected in the hunter's status while augmenting the armor. Okay, I don't know what that means. Fixed an issue where the color of Dober beta layered legs would not display properly after changing the color. Not cosmetic. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, an error would occur when entering your own room. Fixed an issue where guest players would become unable to move if they were removed from the gathering hub at certain times. Updated the tutorial for additional features of the squad to explain that sub-leaders can invite other players to the squad. Fixed an issue where even before you reach Miscellaneous, the recruitment message, "Let's hang out in my room," would be available as an option. Wow, this is a lot of bug fixes, guys. So interesting. I was hoping to see more like weapon balance changes, but so far just bugs. Fixed an issue where some Palico weapons would appear in an unnatural spot when ranked. Fixed an issue where, when joining another player's quest, if the quest host cancels the quest at a specific time, the name of the previously completed quest and not the quest that you joined would be displayed. Fixed an issue where a weapon from the Witcher weapon tree would not appear when placed on the equipment display. Fixed an issue where there would be a disparity between the Safajiva siege result screen and the information displayed at the quest counter. What? Fixed an issue where the chat recipient could not be changed after entering a loading screen with the chat window open. Fixed an issue where the items created from the oven roast would not roll correctly. Fixed an issue where you could not leave the mini canteen at camp if the mini canteen menu and the quest complete notice appeared on the same exact frame. Updated the description text for the Chrome Halberd 3 gun lance. It's really random. Updated the description text for loading Wormstake Blast found in the weapon control section of the Hunter Notes. Now, under monsters, we have fixed an issue where the Raider Ride monsters would get stuck on a wall when jumping from a certain position. Fixed an issue where Safajiva's behavior would become unnatural on slanted terrain. That's interesting. Fixed an issue where a player would be afflicted with an abnormal status or blight when using the lance's counter thrust or counter claw against Gold Raytheon's somersault, Kieran's lightning strike, or Fulgur Anjaneth's mucus attack. Okay. I guess that's kind of like a buff. Please, buff the lance. Fixed an issue where rewards for breaking parts would not be rewarded when breaking Black Diablos' back. Fixed an issue where Safajiva would not transition areas normally. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, the appearance and fleshiness of Nergigante's tail would not be consistent after it had been severed. Fixed an issue where, in multi-monster challenge quest, the second monster would not appear and the quest would be complete. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, Ruin and Nergigante would appear outside an area of the Guiding Lance. I think I've seen that one. I think I've definitely seen that one. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, a monster would not become enraged. Okay. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, Velkhana's ice wall would not break down after it was slayed. Fixed an issue where an enraged Garuga could avoid pitfall traps even if the conditions for the trapping it are met. Fixed an issue where monsters would sometimes behave unintentionally when near Boa Boa. Fixed multiple issues related to sound effects and visual effects that displayed within the player's tent when Safajiva is in the lowest level of the secluded valley. Fixed an issue where, under certain conditions, Rajang would still perform its pinning attack even if it had not successfully landed it. Ooh, that's BS. Fixed a game-stopping bug that occurred in the Guiding Lands when performing a flint shot on a Rathalos that is transitioning areas. Woo, gotta fix those game-stopping ones. Those are terrible. Tweaked to make monster staggers longer when a player uses the clutch claw on a staggered monster in an area where the player cannot enter. What? Tweaked to make monster staggers longer when a player uses the clutch claw on a staggered monster in an area where the player cannot enter. Is that like maybe to adjust for the fact that you can't reach that monster? I don't understand. Fixed an issue where Kelby would sometimes act erratically after it had its horns broken off. Those darn Kelby always acting up. Alright, here we go. Here are some changes for the player. Are you guys excited? Mitigated conditions that made it harder to land the longsword Spirit Helmbreaker under certain conditions. Okay, that's like a buff for the longsword maybe. Fixed an issue where the handicraft skill. Of course the longsword would get a buff. God damn, dude. Fixed an issue where the handicraft skill would not trigger at the start of a quest. Really? Fixed an issue where Final Fantasy Jump Gesture would be unintentionally deleted from the shortcut of an item loadout. Fixed an issue where during multiplayer the other player's mantle effect time would not be synchronized correctly. Fixed an issue where the Oolong male head armor would not display in certain cutscenes viewed from the gallery. Okay. Fixed an issue where the extract bonuses to the flinch-free skill would be carried over when switching from the insect glaive to another weapon. That's kind of a big deal. Increased the elemental level of the Elskarad and Argenesque insects. I don't know much about insects, guys, I'll be honest. Fixed an issue where if the player attached the Mellink's Teddy pendant to the Adept Stormslinger and started walking, the pendant would become shaky and trembly. Fixed an issue where sunlight would become hidden when applying layered armor from your loadout. Fixed an issue where crit draw would be applied to the longsword Spirit Blade 1 when going from, is it EI or Lie Slash to Spirit Blade 1? See, I'm all confused on how to pronounce that. People have been giving me different pronunciations of it, and it's totally confusing now. Fixed an issue where the skill Free Element Ammo Up would not trigger normally with pass increased via Awakening ability. That's interesting. Fixed an issue that caused unnatural behavior when loading the Slinger after performing a forward dodge with the sword and shield drawn. Hold on, let's reread that. Fixed an issue that caused unnatural behavior when loading the slinger after performing a forward dodge. What's unnatural behavior count as? Fixed an issue where Kaiser Crown Beta Plus's hair color would change when switching from oolong hair to Kaiser Crown using specific steps. What? Fixed an issue where ammo would behave unnaturally when the bowgun's pierce ammo would hit using certain shooting methods. That is so vague. I have no idea what it means. Mitigated an issue where if a zero-sum discharge connects on certain monsters, the player's grapple point would be unnatural. Fixed an issue where when the player is wearing brigade layered armor, the armband would overlap with the equipped layer armor on the torso. Fixed an issue where if the player equips Kaiser Crown with hairstyle 8-2 and performs actions such as running, the front bangs will float or become detached from the armor and would not correct itself. Whoa, you gotta be kidding me, man. This is some funny changes. Finally, we have a list of miscellaneous changes. Fixed an issue where under certain conditions, squad info would be unintentionally deleted. Damn. Fixed an issue where under certain conditions, entering the tent would cause the palico to face in the opposite directions. Fixed an issue where certain tracks would not display in the guiding lands. Fixed an issue where certain timing would cause a communication error, which would result in monsters not appearing in the guiding lands or in cutscenes based in the guiding lands. God damn, the guiding lands, man. Fixed an issue where signs of desync would occur in the guiding lands when joining a session without a host. Fixed an issue where players could designate a snowball as a destination for a rider in an area that they can't access. Fixed an issue where the handler would go back to her default costume after resetting the game, even if the player changes the settings to locked. Other minute game balance tweaks and minor bug fixes have been made. Well, that is a ton of bug fixes, but you know what I didn't see? I didn't really see any weapon buffs, except for the fact that Helm Splitter or Helmbreaker or whatever is easier to land in some conditions. What? Alright, well that is the entire patch notes update for update 13.00. It was quite a mouthful. I tried to go really fast because there were so many in there, but I guess the big takeaway is the beginning of the update with Raging Brachy Furious Rajang, the charms, and the other small things at the beginning, like the Banish Ball, right? The max cap for the armor upgrades. That's going to be the end of the video. We've covered all the patch notes for update 13.00. Hopefully we get another update soon, and it says, buff the lance to be stronger than any other weapon in the game. Okay? If you'd like to see that, let me know and hit the like button. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.